Morning everybody, welcome back. I'm afraid this is another one of those sad videos where a misunderstanding, a bit of naivete on the part of the boat owner has brought about a big problem long term. We're concerned here with a boat called the Howden. She's lying in North Wales. Now, the owners, to an American couple, bought her in May 2022, and after only 70 hours they noticed they had water in the oil. So they were looking for a cause for this, and they blamed what they called the heat exchanger. But in actual fact, what they meant was the oil cooler. Both items are both made by Bowman, so there was a wee bit of confusion there. Certainly I got confused. So the engine itself is engine number 41216, and it was released by Gardner on the 29th of December 1937. So it's had quite a history. It was sold to a company called Tramways in Bristol. It's quite an old engine. So my intention is to shoot this video in 3 parts. The first challenge we had was getting the engine out of the boat. Both the marina, the engineers at the marina, and myself, I'll confess up to a point, thought that it would have to be dismantled in situ and brought out in parts. But in fact, I sent 2 lads over there who know their onions, who know their boats, who understand force and pulleys and friction, and they managed to get her out in one piece. So the first part of the video is how we got the engine out. The second part in this series is about what we discovered about the engine whenever we got it back here to our yard. And the third part is going to be reinstalling her again and showing her running in the boat. Now, whenever my lads were taking the engine out, they didn't have a lot of time for taking photographs and shooting videos. Most of their time was taken up by the actual work on hand. So the first part might be a wee bit slack on photographs, but hopefully we'll make up with that with the third part. Okay, so we'll go on now to part 1. Thanks a lot. This is a general view of the Howden lying at Conwyn Marina in North Wales. Typical small motor sailor. And here we have the 4LW down in the engine room. Nothing particularly worrying there at this stage. This is the floor above the engine room. Now, we would have liked to have taken it out altogether. We were able to cut it out okay, but we couldn't get it out through the hatch. So we had to just leave it in situ, which wasn't very. This is the hatch through which the engine has to go out. You should be able to tell by these, even by these couple of photographs, that it was not a trivial job, because the engine had to come up vertically and then be swung across to the side. They were able to use portions of railway sleepers in order to give support to a horizontal beam, and then they hoisted the engine straight up using chain hoists, and that's how they're able to get vertical displacement. And eventually, after slow, careful, tedious work, the 4LW was persuaded to emerge out of the hatch. And here she is, sitting out on the deck, ready to be lifted off the boat completely. Then, high up into the air, by using a crane, down onto a pallet, into our van, and back to our yard. Well done to everybody.